creating a press setup. What we do is next job, if we do not see anything that meets our criteria here, we can create one using a default press setup. So I'm going to select default press setup. This is going to go into press 602. So I recommend naming that. And you do it from this screen. So I say OK to this. And since it's press 602, we're using roll stand 2. We web it up. Is it going into folder 602 or is it going to be the tandem going into 601? Well, it's going 602 for our demonstration. So now I have my web path. We need 4 components. We need the web path. We need the web layout, which is right here. If we don't have one that meets our criteria, I can use the template. And then I'll just modify that. So in this case, we'll do the edit of the web layout tab. I'm going to say we're going to run a 19-inch web, just 2 alleys. So what I can do best is define alleys. So I'm going to go 2 alleys, 19-inch. And it automatically separates everything. I say okay. There's our web layout. If we were going to slit it on this press, I would press the green line and I point to the slitter here. And now we have 2. Oh boy. Now we have 2 ribbons. So in this case, we're only going to have a page break. So we want to go in here, now to the Mark tab, we want to set active. We don't need to add anything because it's all in one color bar. So here for the color, we only have 1 bar. That's got the camera assigned to it. Register, we only have 1 set of register marks within that 19 inches. For cutoff, I have 3 to choose from. I can use this set of 3 dots, this set of 3 dots, or I can use the register marks. I'm just going to use the 3 dots, say OK, and then we want to save that. We don't want to overwrite it. Do we ever want to overwrite it? That's what the asterisk means, if something's changed. So we need to save it as. There's only 2 factors that are important here, and it's enter the web width, which is 19 inches, and the number of ribbons. It's only 1. So our web layout name is 19-inch, 1 ribbon. Save it. Okay, next component, we have to have the folder setup. If we don't see the proper folder setup, which is, in this case, it's, I don't know, what would that, do you ever run a 16?
Sheeter would be 19-inch.
Okay, Sheeter, but I found the cable for it. So I'm going to actually, instead of using that, I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's use a 35-inch 1 ribbon. Then we use our folder setup. We only need 1 tab, so I'm going to go ribbon 1, because it's on the top. I think that's what you use. We need to populate it, so ribbon 1 is not going to use an angle bar. So we are going to use comp 601-1. That's the top one on 601. And the camera 601.1. It moves it from the bottom up to the top here. Say OK. We assign the ribbons to the web. The web is 602. This is the web position. And we use ribbon 1. We just check to make sure that there's no offset. It's not off, or you don't have a lap or anything like that. Here's where you would put it in. So I'll say OK to that. And then we will save it as. Number of pages is 16.
Yes.
And it's press 602.
Set up for 601 now.
Did I say 601? Okay, well, not always do what I do, it's what I do what I say. Or so we'll save this, cancel it because I want to make sure. Yes, I absolutely made a mistake, so I can
good.
edit this.
It's good. You can see how to fix it.
And I can fix it easily by going 602.1. I missed it. Copy.
Nope, sorry.
It's up here. 602.1. And camera 602.1. Okay. So 602.1, 602, and that's okay. Number of pages is 16. And it's press 602. Then we save it. Okay. We already have it, so we can either replace it or cancel it and use the existing one. So I can just pull that down, 16 page 602. So there's three components. We have our web layout, web path. We have our web layout, our folder setup. Now we need to know what our densities are. So we'll take them from the drop down. We have three to choose from. Make sure you choose one of them. So I'm just going to go with gloss. So I can save this whole thing. So I don't have to keep pulling different components down. Now that we have it, we have a 16 page 602. I can go validate and start. Yep, there's no errors. So I'm going to return to setup and I'm going to save as, because I don't want to overwrite the default setup. Web width is 35 inches. Number of pages is 8. This is press 602. And we're using gloss. Our name is right here. This will be 35 inch, 8 page, 602 gloss. I'll save it. And from here, we can validate and start. And that will be there for the next time you use it.